I would say worldwide, it's always a pleasure to feel so loved and appreciated. And I guess that's because it's so unique that we bring something new to each city that we perform in.
That's what creativity is for me, is freedom.
Anyone who comes into Detroit, I know they love the spirit and the work ethic that we bring here.
If it's your passion, I mean, go for it. Really do go for it.
I just think I always enjoyed moving.
I think if you would have one word to describe a dancing artist is generosity. You are constantly giving. You're exhausted all the time, you still give. You have 130 students in a program, you give.
The hardest part about being a dancer is learning to balance your life around personal life, social life, and maintaining your art. I feel like it's a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week to stay healthy, to stay motivated, to make sure that you're taking care of your body and taking care of your mind as well.
So I hope that they walk away with understanding that as a dancing artist, our art form is really about being incredibly generous, as well as fierce and hard-working, work ethic, tenacity, steadfastness, all of those characteristics that even if they don't decide to dance for the rest of their life, they'll bring all that with them into whatever they do.
Dancers don't really have a break. Once we finish the season, we go straight to summer camps. January is when auditions start for different companies we are interested in, and we go to their summer programs, and that's really important for us. A lot of dancers are away for 2 to 3 months all summer, just working and learning new things from different teachers, because that's also very important.
When I started dancing, I was still in elementary school, so after my normal school hours, I would leave directly from school and go to dance rehearsal. I would have ballet class 3 nights a week, and then also I would have a jazz class or a tap class one of those other nights a week. So I would dance 3 nights a week after my regular normal school hours. And then when I was 15, I actually moved to New Jersey to train at a ballet school. I studied there full-time, 5 days a week, taking 3 ballet classes a day, plus rehearsals with the professional company there and, other classes as well. It was something that I'm passionate in and that I believed in and I wanted to do with the rest of my life. So I devoted myself to it and, and here I am.
That's why we do it, because we love it.
They love the physicality of the movement. They come to the university hungry for more movement opportunities, exploring the range of energy and dynamics that they have in their own body. They want to gain skill, possibly move to New York eventually and dance professionally with companies there, or go back and start studios in their own neighborhoods, go on to education careers, choreographic careers, but they want that movement. They're hungry for it.
Well, I don't get the chance to work with students that often, and I like it a lot. It's a really different way of thinking and working. You know, working with a professional company, you know, my goal is really self-centered in that I need to do everything I can to make the best possible piece. Showing up to work with students, I very much show up in the mindset of service and seeing, you know, what can I best do to help them. I didn't have a ton of mentorship myself when I was a young dancer. I had to figure it out on my own, and I think I wasted a good deal of time not having the benefit of the experience of somebody more experienced than me. So it's exciting to try and provide that for them.
It's incredible what can happen when you can bring these wonderful artistic directors to come to town and show our school of dancers, the people who are chosen to perform, and then all the kids who are in class. They were there watching the performance of this wonderful group.
You know, there's something that pushes us once we're on stage. There's the adrenaline and that thing that's in each artist, in each one of us. You know, we're going to make this show happen. And it always amazes me because I can mess up everything on stage when I'm trying to do my steps the hour before the show. But then when there is a show, it happens. We do work hard.
I think number one, because it's a professional dance company, we have our duties to travel, to share our work to, the world. This dance has to have good passion about what they do, about the art, about the dance, this form, and also have to have a great technique. Otherwise, you don't have a good training, you can finish all the repertoire, you can perform. Then you have to have really good personality, really nice heart.
You're telling a story, you're showing an emotion, you're trying to have the audience being part of what you're doing. You have to create an atmosphere that when that happens, it's like you have the audience next to you, you have the audience in the palm of your hands, and they're dancing with you and they're being part of what you're doing. And it's really like a conversation, it's a dialogue between the person that is on stage and the audience. And when you get that and when you have that feeling, it's the greatest feeling in the world, because you feel like you're embraced by 2,700 people, and those 2,700 people, they'll follow you wherever you go.
Dance never came easy to me. It was something that I always have to work on even now. I'm still scared of it. And I work really hard on it.
And when we, as artists, we always want to say yes. We always want to please. That's a part of it. You know, you go on stage and you want to touch someone. You know, you want people to enjoy your performance. You want people to experience what you experience giving to them. You know what I mean? And yeah, so you want to say yes, and sometimes it's hard to say yes all the time. And a friend of mine who's a producer said no is a very powerful answer.
Because your job is to defy gravity and control, and it's all an illusion. Nobody cares that you're hurting. Get the leg up or sustain something and keep a girl overhead, or sustain some sort of hinge or modern floor work, and there's all kinds of forms of dance, and they're very strenuous.
Dance is my life. Dance is my job, dance is my hobby, dance is my passion. It's what I do when I wake up, it's what I'm thinking about before I go to bed. It's what I think I was born to do.
It's very hard on the body, and it's also hard on the mind. You come home from dances, from classes, and you're just frustrated with yourself. But you have to remind yourself that it's a process and that you won't reach the top without a lot of practice.
And if you work hard, you have self-discipline. And if you work hard, you find that what you're trying to do, you do better. But ballet is good because for many, many months, every time you walk into the class, you're defeated. You're told you're still not quite right yet. And so you learn how to take constructive criticism. They have to know how to take criticism, not how to dance, but how to take criticism that's constructive. When you work in a company, whether you're going to be a dancer or not, you learn important things like you have to be there. There's no way you can skip, so you become very dependable as a person. You have to be good, not for yourself only, but for the other people in the group. You feel a responsibility of doing your best because everybody else is trying to do their best.
It's hard to be a dancer sometimes, especially when, times are tough in the economy. But it's survival, and I think as a dancer, you do it because you love it, so you find ways to keep doing what you love. For example, when we had that big financial crash and all of a sudden tours were dropping and you just noticed there was less work and then you had to supplement. And I actually ended up starting working for a catering company to just bring some money in. And it's hard to be a dancer sometimes, especially when, you know, times are tough in the economy.
You learn how to appreciate and manage your funds to where things that are necessary to help you continue dancing. It forces you to find these other skills, whether it be cooking, whether it be like training in yoga certification, Pilates. You utilize your understanding of your body or your understanding of communication with somebody to find these other jobs that don't necessarily, I mean, maybe they're not just dance jobs, but they're supporting you to be able to do these dance things.
A lot of my friends at the beginning, when I start dancing, they say, "Oh, you're dancing, but what is your profession? I mean, what do you do for a living?" And I was like, "Well, I'm a dancer. It's actually my job. It's my life, and I get paid for it. And I'm a professional dancer." A lot of people think that dance is like a hobby, like when a little girl puts on a tutu in front of the television and dance for their parents. And these are people that dedicate all their lives. We dedicate our whole life to this.
It's very exciting. I'm super happy, I'm super lucky, I'm super fortunate, and I mean, this is what I've been wanting to do my entire life.
And when we came here to the States, I would hear people say, "No, I'm just, I'm a dancer because I like to dance, but honestly, I'm a doctor and I have this and I have that." So, and they keep studying. I was really surprised because as an artist, if you feel like a dancer, I wouldn't spend any other time trying to be a doctor or a teacher or something else. I just feel as a dancer inside it, that's what I want to be.
It's been proven that people who dance get better grades in school. It teaches you a certain amount of discipline. It is important to get very good training because bad training can actually damage the body, and over the years, dancers usually end up getting injured if they've had bad training. Dance is like any gymnastics or any other sport where the bar keeps getting a little bit higher and a little bit higher. So the dancers really push themselves to the max. So they're athletes, they're like any other athletes, and they're susceptible to getting injured if they don't take care of their body.
I dance because it's athletic, it's challenging, it keeps me sane, it keeps me in shape, it keeps me sore, it keeps me happy.
I'm doing a playwright, and you think, well, I'm doing a play. This, being a trained dancer, I'm thinking like, well, this is gonna be easy. And the first week of rehearsals, I slip, and I catch myself, my left hand. So, wrapped it up, kept going, and I realized probably about 2 weeks down the line, let me get it checked out, because my body is my instrument, and it's the only one I get. Go to get it checked out, thinking they're gonna say it's just a severe sprain. Instead, he's like, you have a tear and you broke your wrist.
Oh, last year I broke 2 bones. Someone jumped into my face and broke my nose, and I fell wrong on my foot, and I twisted my ankle and broke my foot at the same time. You need to take care of yourself. You need to, address your injury and take care of it right away. When I broke my nose, that happened because a dancer ran into it, literally dived into my face 2 hours before an opening performance in Holland. And I went to the hospital. Doctor said, yeah, it's broken, nothing we could do. So I went back and I did the show.
I think it's important to understand the sort of foundation of dance, and then how do you sort of build on top of the foundation. I'm imagining motion, I'm imagining this sort of sense of movement, and wanting to sort of consider that as another sort of aspect of the work.
You're constantly reinventing yourself, and you're reinventing yourself because you're having life experiences. You grow. Those experiences affect your life and who you are in the moment. So you utilize that and trust that, and believe in it. And eventually you'll wake up one day, or you realize, wow, I'm different. I mean, it is honestly, my life is different every day, every week, and it can, being an artist, it can change at any moment.
I definitely think it's possible to have a performing arts career here in the city. I think it takes a very special individual that has, what I always talk to my students about is the passion. And if you have a passion and you have the opportunity, it will come back 100-fold to have a life and a career. It's there, you just have to reach out and grab it.
The more audience we have, the better we can bring outside people to Detroit.
Once you have the love and the joy of dance in your soul, it's there for a lifetime.
We're trying to get people to think of Detroit more as a cultural place, of course, with all the arts and our wonderful museums, and the dance that is brought here, plus the dance that we are creating here, are so important. And so we're just trying to get people to help spread the word and also become part of our audience and come and help us grow.